Hi, it's Craig. We're here with a very special tournament report. This one is for the 2018 American Bass Ranger Boats South Team Classic. We held this event on Lake Havasu in Arizona. Beautiful place. Any of you that haven't ever fished Lake Havasu, spectacular fishery, great place to go. So we had our registration at Anderson Toyota. These folks are great. Go there if you're looking for a deal on a Toyota. Give these guys a call. They're huge supporters of fishing, huge supporters of everything going on in Havasu. Scott Taylor there is just a super guy to deal with, and just really happy to be there. So take a look at Anderson Toyota. The tournament was headquartered out of the Quality Inn, another great place, the Quality Inn and Suites right there in Lake Havasu City. And then we held the launch and weigh-ins at Windsor State Park. So fantastic facilities, absolutely some of the best facilities we have for anywhere that we have any of our tournaments. So let's get into the results. Winning the tournament, the team of Justin Kerr and Jay Wright. Now these guys had first day lead. So on day one, they brought in a 5 bass limit at 23.28 pounds. Jay had the big fish of the entire tournament on day one, a 6.86 pounder. They followed that up on day two with another great limit. They had the third biggest weight on day two at 19.51 and another 643 big fish on the second day. So they are Ranger Cup. That means that they win the upgrade. So they not only win the Ranger Boat Mercury Lowrance package, they get an upgrade. So they won a Ranger Z518, a Merc 150, and the Lowrance package. So their total winnings were the boat package, plus they won another $3,770 in option money. And we do have a video that we'll have separate that you guys can watch, and they talk about how they caught their fish. So huge congrats to Justin Kerr and Jay Wright. Finishing in second place, we had Matt and Mark Williams. They were in third place on day one. They had 1804 on day one, and then they followed up with the second biggest limit on day two, 20.54. And on day two, they had a 670 big fish. That was actually the second biggest bass of the whole tournament. And big congratulations to Matt and Mark. They took home $5,640 in cash. When we talk about the cash, we're not talking about any of the prizes that they may have won. This is just the cash prizes. Third place, this one was pretty exciting. We had Clint Anderson and Chris Bowman. They had 32.44 pounds. But they moved all the way up from 32nd place on day one. So on day one, they brought 953 to the scales with a 235 big fish. And then on day two, they came out swinging. And they had the big limit of day two, the second big limit of the entire event. 2291 with a 599 big fish. So very exciting to see that big comeback. So great job, Clint and Chris. Weren't in the options at all, but that's okay. They won $1,800 cash, so they had a nice payday for their tournament. Fourth place, we had Philip and Dale Rosener. Their total weight was 30.11 pounds. They were sitting on, after day one, in 8th place, and then they had a strong second day. So on day one, their weight was 14.90 with a 533. And then on day two, they had a 1521 limit with a 464. 2 years in a row that they finished in 4th. So been in the top 5 2 years in a row. You know something good's coming soon. They took home $2,060 cash. And rounding out the top 5, we had the team of Mitch Southern and Jason Akins. They had 29.83, excuse me. And on day one, they were sitting in 11th place. So on day one, they weighed in 1426 with a 386 big fish. They came back with the 5th biggest limit on day two. a 1557 with a 504 big fish on day 2. So huge. Oh, let's see. They won $1,000 cash. So all of the teams in the top 10 won at least $1,000. Paid the top 12, and then there's some money outside. You guys can take a look. Please take a look at the American Bass e-magazine, and you'll see all the coverage, photos, and you know, lots of information in there. One honorable mention, I guess I could call it, is we had on day 1 one of our teams that came all the way from Texas, and that was Steve Zumwalt and Tommy Nicholson. They were sitting in second place on day 1, 1833 with a 520. They slid down a little bit on day 2, but just wanted to do a shout out for our guys that came all the way from Texas. At these events, we have lots of awesome prizes. Daiwa supports these with some really, really nice product and lots of product. We have a lot of special prizes that get awarded based on how you did. You know, fish you caught, limits you caught, if you went up in the standings or slid in the standings. Lots of fun. Gave away a lot of the Daiwa Fuego rods and reels, and you know, almost too many to list here on this conversation. But, you know, talk to the guys that fish it and you'll hear about all the great prizes. Another new sponsor, Mako sunglasses. So we had several teams that won some awesome new Mako sunglasses. And, you know, there's Jay right there. He and Justin each won a pair for winning the tournament. But then we had some other special prizes awarded on the Mako sunglasses. IMA Lures had... And if you made it to the prize table, one of the great offerings was the little stick. That's the bait that won the FLW Cup, and awesome bait. The Optimum swim baits also, they're the best swim baits in the world, and lots of prizes for people to pick from on those. In addition, at registration, every team got a spool of J-braid line and also an evergreen crankbait. So right off the bat, every team already had picked up some nice product from the registration. And one more huge prize to mention is the Ron Speed Jr.'s Adventure trip to Mexico. This was awarded from Jim Waits. Jim Waits is absolutely the best outfitter for going down to Mexico fishing those world-class lakes. Jim Waits, he does his outfitting for Ron Speed Jr.'s Adventures. He'll hook you up. Tom White Jr. was the lucky winner of this trip. So thank you to Ron Speed Jr.'s Adventures and Jim Waits. So huge thanks to all of those sponsors for everything that they contributed to the event. One other special thanks to John Galbraith and Tim Blanchard at Bass Tackle Master, the store right there at right in Havasu City. And John owns the release boat, and as soon as Tim came and weighed in, he jumped on the boat and was staffing that. He had it staffed before he got there, and that's just such a huge asset for the bass fishery out there, that they maintain and operate that release boat. So thanks to those guys. So again, take a look at the e-magazine. You'll find it if you go to our homepage on AmericanBass.com. You'll see the e-magazine tab or menu. Pick that, and you can go down and you can take a look at all the results for day 1, day 2, photos of everyone. Lots of fun. And also follow along on our Facebook. It's Facebook/American Bass, or Instagram at Instagram/American Bass. And you'll be able to see lots of photos, results, and stay up to date with everything going on. So again, want to thank all of our sponsors and all the anglers that participated. If you haven't looked at some of the other videos, take a look at our Facebook or Instagram photos, or like I said, the magazine. There's plenty of coverage that you can take a look and follow up on everything that happened at this event. And if you guys didn't make it this year, start fishing the 2019 season and qualify for next year. 2019, it's exciting. We've adjusted some of our entry, and we're going to have our biggest paybacks we've ever had. So there'll be lots of cash and prizes to fish for all year, and we look forward to seeing you guys. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the water.